Okay, welcome everybody to the May 20th, 2025 Planning Board meeting. This meeting is fully remote. I'd like to welcome Carter Brannan, the newest member of the Planning Board. Welcome, Carter.
Hello.
And I also want to say congrats to Bill, 3 more years. So it's now 6 p.m. and first on our agenda is a reorganization, but I was talking before that Millie can't connect. Do you think I'd like to make a motion that we either move it to the end of the meeting in case she can connect, or move it to the next meeting because we're gonna talk about who's on what committee and chair and vice chair, and since Millie's missing, I don't know if anyone has a problem with bumping it until she's here.
You don't need to make a motion, you can just move it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
It's
everybody
not a
okay with
public
that?
hearing, so it's,
My opinion is we should.
yeah, I think that makes sense. We want everyone here to participate.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. All right, so the first thing on our agenda would be the continuation of the public hearing for the common driveway special permit for 3, 7, and 11 Reservoir Street. We did receive a letter that they would like to continue until June 3rd, our June 3rd meeting. So do I hear a motion to continue the public hearing until June 3rd, 2025?
So moved.
Second,
well, you gotta specify a time.
Okay, 6 o'clock. Amended motion. All right, roll call vote. Anthony Zaitin,
Aye.
Bill Pierce,
aye.
Carter Brannan.
I'll abstain.
Now, oh, he missed more than 2, so he can't jump into this one because he missed more than 1 actually. There's a Mullins rule where you can watch the video and jump in, but since they've been to more than 1 hearing meeting, then I guess you'll have to wait till the next application. And Amy Pretsky's an aye, so that'll be moved till June 3rd. Next on the agenda is A&R lot releases and bonds. And Lori, I'm not sure, is anybody coming for the applicant?
He thought that he was going to come. Let me see if there's anybody in the participants. No. Nope, no attendees, so possibly something happened, but that's okay. I can explain it. So this is a land swap between 28 Moore Drive and 8 Moore Drive. So there's a shed that's located on the property of 28 Moore Lane. And so the owner of 8 Moore Lane, rather than moving his shed, is interested in purchasing that little parcel of land. So the parcel of land is 4,500 square feet. There is an extensive forest in between the 2 homes. So that's it kind of makes sense. The 2 parcels are conforming as far as frontage is concerned. Access to 28 Moore. I'm sorry, 8 Moore is via a common driveway. And I have spoken with the owner of 28 Moore, and she's fine with this. There are no wetlands within the small parcel to be created. And as you can see, there's a Z on the lot line. So that denotes a joining of the 2 parcels together.
Okay, thanks for that. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Lori?
I was just curious. I'm looking at on the map, and it looks like it's within their boundaries and GIS. And just
Yeah, the GIS isn't very accurate
okay,
because it doesn't take into account the curvature of the earth.
gotcha.
So
Okay, nothing for me.
Does anybody else have a question?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Carter? No?
I think I'm all set.
Okay, thanks. I just had a quick question. So the way I read it here is this lot probably won't stay separate. So they're creating this lot, attaching it to this parcel, and then this lot line will erase and it'll be a new lot called Lot 4AA.
Correct.
That's what, so Lot 4A is going away and Lot 9A is going away. And they're gonna become 9AA and 4AA.
Correct.
So this little lot line will get erased. So it's not really gonna stay a separate lot.
Correct. That's why it's a dotted line
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and they have the Z along the dotted line. So there, this is a common way to do it when you are changing lot lines. So you create a little parcel. It's not always done this way, but sometimes it's done this way.
there won't be a separate like deed for this little parcel. It kind of erases and becomes, it merges in.
Well, there will be a separate deed because of course they are conveying the land. So it's just this small parcel. So in the deed, it will reference this A&R plan. And it will reference this 4,500 square foot parcel of land. So, but on the assessor's record, so on the parcel database,
Mhm.
it will not show as a separate parcel.
This sounds confusing because like if you look at, to create an A&R, it has to have frontage. So if this is a separate lot, then there's no frontage. But I can see if it merges
So
into
that's
this
why,
lot.
I'm sorry. That's
Sure.
why it says parcel A, not a buildable lot. So
Right.
whenever you're creating a parcel that doesn't meet the minimum frontage requirements, we require them to put not a building lot or not a buildable lot.
I reviewed the A&R rules quickly today. And it said that if the planning board, if it doesn't have frontage, it should be denied. Like that you can write not a buildable lot if it's not the proper size. But to be a valid A&R, it has to have access to a public way. Like,
But not in
or,
the case of not a buildable lot. So what they're doing is they're just moving the lot lines. So
Yeah.
instead of having the lot line go straight across, now it's gonna go at this jog.
right, which is why I think then this lot would disappear after it merged. It wouldn't be three separate lots.
Correct, but when they're writing the deed, so of course, when they're doing the deed, all they're doing is conveying this little block. But when they're doing the assessors, the parcel maps, this little lot won't exist.
Okay. So
Okay.
it, yeah, so it
Because
only exists.
these people already own this land, so these people can't convey this land to these people because they already own it separately. So the only thing that they're conveying is this little parcel of land. So 28 more will convey this to 8 more. So there will be a separate deed that references this parcel. But on the assessor's database, this parcel won't exist because of this join. And the note that says that, so if you look at the notes, if you can blow it up a little bit, it says transfer parcel A from existing lot 9A, 28 Moore Lane, to existing lot 4A, 8 Moore Lane, to create new lots 4AA and lot 9AA as shown.
Okay, so it won't be three lots in the future. It's just for a moment in time while it transfers.
Correct. You got it.
Yeah, that's, I just want to make sure that it's not staying a separate lot.
It is not.
Okay. Are there any more questions? All right, hearing none. I'll take a roll call vote. Do I have a motion to approve the A and R for 8/28 Moore Lane to create an unbuildable lot and shift the lot line?
So my recommendation, I'm sorry, I didn't send you the motion in advance, is to reference the plan date of May 1st, 2025. And the plan was prepared by Real Mapo Info LLC, 420 Lakeside Ave, Suite 403, Marlborough, Mass.
Okay. Motion as amended with wording supplied by Lori Connors.
So
I
moved.
think we could do that. We did that before when we were doing decisions a long time ago. We used to say, using the language just discussed.
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote, Anthony Zaitin,
Aye.
Bill Pierce,
Aye.
Carter Brannon,
Aye.
and Amy Pertzky's an aye. All right, that is approved. Okay, next on the agenda is to discuss the support letter for the borough's Route 9 corridor improvement project.
Yeah, a little bit of background information about this is that I was approached by the Economic Development Director from the town of Southborough to see if the town of Northborough was interested in partnering with Southborough and Westborough on a regional corridor study for Route 9. So some of the issues that will be looked at, I referenced in the support letter. It will examine multimodal transportation options, seek to improve traffic flow and safety, examine the capacity and adequacy of existing utilities, include strategy for preserving open space, wetlands, and other sensitive areas, and promote economic development opportunities along the Route 9 corridor. So some of the issues that our communities are dealing with overlap. And so we thought that this would be a great opportunity for our communities to collaborate with each other, learn from each other, get some ideas of what works and what doesn't, and also possibly we could market the area together so that we can all win from the economic development potential of the corridor itself. So the study area in Northborough, because we have such a tiny stretch of Route 9, would extend 1,000 feet from the midpoint of Route 9. So that would include the Route 20 interchange. So it would go north to the point of including New England baseball, a portion of the lower mall with Northborough Crossing, a small portion of the Avalon, of course, the uses along Route 9. On Lawrence Street, it would go as far north as to include pretty much the Motel 6, which is under renovation, and the residential lot to the north where they just purchased that and they're in the process of installing a septic system. So there isn't a lot of redevelopment potential on Route 9, on Lawrence Street. Otis Street would include the Walmart, and to the north, it would include, can't remember the name of it, but it's a play building, a sports building.
Teamworks.
What
Yep,
is it?
Teamworks.
Teamworks.
Okay, yep, that's it. So I'd be happy to answer any questions that you folks might have. Oh, just one other thing is there is a match for this grant application of 10%. So we would divvy up the match amongst the 3 communities. So that would equate to $5,000. So I do have a small consultant budget. So I would be able to cover that fee and have a little bit left over. So this year I got $15,000. So I could cover the $5,000 and still have money left over should we decide to hire a consultant for one purpose or another.
So how long does this take? And then what do you expect for the end result? What are the takeaways are gonna be?
Well, of course, it takes a while just to find out if we get the grant. So the grant is due on June 4th. Usually, the one-stop grant notifications occur in the fall, like sometime October, November. It's not always the same from year to year. And then they would assign us a consultant that we would work with. So I would anticipate that the planning process would take about a year. We're still working on the scope of work. There would be a public participation component. There would be examining existing land use plans. Of course, there was the WRTA study that was just recently completed that included the towns of Westboro and Northborough, so they'll be looking at that. One thing that I was interested in, and certainly Westboro as well, was the Bewalt Trail. And we talked about that a few months ago. So that would be a good opportunity to look at maybe multi-use. And like I said, the transit. Then it'll also be looking at our land uses, our existing land uses, our zoning scheme, maybe making some suggestions for altering our zoning scheme. Maybe there are certain uses that we currently don't allow that we might want to consider allowing. And then the utilities is a big thing. It's something that I was particularly interested in because we have a number of uses on Route 9 that are shut down due to failing septic systems. So we could really use sewer in order to maximize the development potential and maybe get some better uses on Route 9 than we currently have. We have some underutilized properties. You know, we have 2 restaurants that have been shut down for a number of years. So maybe if we had sewer access, we'd be able to return those uses to active use, whether it's a restaurant or something else. Scott Charpentier had also mentioned that they're having some issues with runoff from Route 9 that's negatively impacting the wetlands alongside Route 9. So that's something that it could look at. And then this is a planning document. So they'll come up with recommendations. Some will be unique to each community and some may be regional in scope. And oftentimes when you have certain projects identified in a planning document, it makes them more competitive when you're applying for funding for something else. Like, for example, if this document says that we should extend sewer to Route 9, then that will just be another feather in the cap. Should we apply for, say, a MassWorks grant to extend the sewer to Route 9, so to pay for the construction or the design? So I don't really see that there's any downside. It's a planning document. You're not forced into doing anything. It's just kind of like a brainstorming. So they review the existing conditions, and then they identify opportunities that the town may want to pursue, needs that maybe need to be addressed. And then the towns decide what they want to do with that, whether they want to proceed with any of the recommendations or whether they just want to put it in on a shelf somewhere and not think about it again.
So if you're talking the fall, and then you got at least, so you're talking a couple of years out for an end product, right?
I'd say a year and a half anyway, because of course there's the grant award and then there's, the whole contract process and then they start the work. I would imagine this would be a year-long planning process.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Thanks. I see Bill, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, really quick. So how far up towards Shrewsbury along Route 20 does this go that they're looking at?
So the Northborough line is right after the O'Connell Lodge.
Yeah.
So there's the restaurant,
So it would be all of that Route 20?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the interchange. So where Route 20 and Route 9 meet is pretty much the town line. So the only uses within that area are at the very, very edge is the O'Connell Lodge and that restaurant next door.
Yep.
And then if you go to the east, it's pretty much the Walmart is the start of the Northborough stretch.
Okay.
So there's a portion of, what is it, a Honda dealership or a Toyota dealership? I always forget.
Honda.
Honda. So a portion of the Honda dealership, like pretty much where the cars park, is in Northborough. Of course, the Lexus dealership is in Northborough.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot.
No, but the only reason I ask is because we've gotten notice of MassDOT doing some type of project on the Route 20. They're calling it the Route 20 Corridor Improvement Project, and they've notified Northborough.
Yep.
But they stated Shrewsbury, so I'm assuming it's Shrewsbury going a bit into Northborough, but I haven't seen anything on the project as far as how far into Northborough that's going. So
Yeah, I just received that notification too. I think it came last week. So that's something I'm looking into as well. So
yeah,
we can communicate offline. I'll share the information I get.
okay. But yeah, I would be curious how far that goes into, this project as well. And make sure that we're coordinating all of that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks. I just had one question. Do both Westboro and Southboro now have sewer on Route 9? Do you know?
Southborough doesn't. So they've been having a lot of trouble. So we do have some issues that coincide and some issues that don't. So Southborough and Westboro are having a big problem with empty office parks. So of course, with the change and people working from home, they've got a number of those that they're looking to reuse in some way. So we're not really going to be able to gain much, except for we have, other locations in town where we may get some ideas for what to do with office parks, but they have far more than Northborough does. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
like I said, the B-Walt and the transit, that's a big area where we could collaborate some more.
Is this like a joint I know it's a joint collaboration, but did someone start it up? Was it Westboro? Like, are they kind of in charge, or are you in charge, or Southboro? I'm just curious if it's.
So Westboro is going to be the lead community on the application.
Mhm.
And but Southboro was the one who initially reached out to me. So we've had a number of Zoom meetings, the 6 of us, the 5 of us. So the 3 planners and then the 2 economic development directors. So this is a collaboration of all of us to put this
Great.
application together.
That's
So
great, just in general, to get, close with Westboro and Southboro and, bump ideas off each other.
yeah, I agree, because I think that there's a lot of other opportunities where
Mhm.
we could collaborate together.
Yes, yeah. Does anybody need me to bring up the letter? Has anybody had a chance to read it? Are there any changes? Or
I've seen it.
everybody have seen it and they're fine?
Is good for me.
Could you pull it up or?
Sure. One second. Information. All right. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. I never know if I click on the right application.
So I always put things in red that, of course, is a reminder to myself that if things don't go this way, I remember to change it. So I don't know if it'll be unanimous or not. Hopefully it will.
Lori, was the select board shown this and did they have any comments or anything?
They had a different version of the letter. So I've done 3 different versions, one for MPIC, one for select board, one for you folks, because of the varying perspectives. So we did discuss it last night. They did have some questions and they did unanimously support it.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna give Carter a chance to read it.
Is there another page or?
Yep, just,
Okay, yeah. Okay,
okay. Do you have any additions or you think it's fine?
looks fine to me.
Okay, it looks fine to me. Lori, do you want us to take a vote?
Yeah, if you could.
Do I hear a motion to support the borough's Route 9 corridor study grant letter?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
Okay, roll call vote. Anthony Zaitin,
aye,
Bill Pierce,
Aye.
Carter Brannon,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, thanks, Lori.
Thank you for your
Good
support.
luck. Okay, next on the agenda is subcommittee updates. Does anyone have any? I'm trying to think myself.
No, we didn't have our traffic safety would have been during the election, so we didn't have a meeting.
yeah,
Okay,
I didn't either, no open space.
design review didn't meet either. Okay, and MPIC met and they supported Lori's letter also. Okay. So the next on our agenda is to discuss the summer schedule, the planning board meetings. The next ones are June 3rd and June 17th. And right now I know we have the common driveway. Do we have anything else for other than the reorganization for June 3rd, Lori?
No,
Okay. Anything for June 17th?
nothing.
Okay. When is the last date to file for that one?
Look at my little,
We should probably hold off for Millie before we make any decisions anyways.
Yeah, because we're still gonna meet on June 3rd.
it was May 19th. So that
Okay.
was yesterday.
Okay, so no one can really add anything to
No.
the agenda now. So that, we can wait till June 3rd to decide, but that looks like someone we might be able to skip unless somebody has something they want to add to the agenda. So in July and August, though, we should probably wait for Millie. You're right, for the rest of July and August to decide on the summer schedule.
I will tell you that I'm away on vacation August 5th. And
Okay.
I do not have a clerk. Except actually, I do have Brenda if you want her.
So it looks like August 5th will probably be the one that we skip. I might not be able to come on the 19th, but I might be able to. And I think Millie can't come on the 15th of July. Because I think the second meeting she had said before she can't make.
Yeah, and the first I can't make.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll have to, I don't know how we vote, whether who wants to miss the meeting, Bill or Millie.
Yeah, somebody's gonna miss a meeting.
Yeah, and I think that will happen this summer. And right now we have no applications, so. Okay, well, we can decide when Millie attends the next meeting. We can make a definite decision. But it looks like we should skip the August 5th since Lori's not gonna be here.
Yep.
And the next meeting is the 17th of August. Okay,
19th.
19th, okay. And then next on the agenda was the ZBA meeting is May 27th. Is there anything we need to know about for the May ZBA
We have
meeting?
2 applications. One is also on 8 More Lane. So they are proposing to do a barn. There would be 2.5 stories. So they needed dimensional relief because accessory structures are only allowed to be 1 story. So that's what that application is about. And then 208 Whitney Street it's a pergola that is quite large, and it was built within 5 feet of the side setback. So they need approximately 10 feet of relief from the side setback.
Okay, so nothing that the planning board would weigh in on.
Nothing big.
Yep. Okay. Seeing, does anybody have anything else that they'd like to discuss tonight? There's nothing left on the agenda or anything anybody would like to add to a future agenda.
Amy, I did do the amended agenda, adding those meeting minutes
Oh,
for May
okay.
6th.
All right. Yep. I printed out the old one, so I missed it. May 6th. All right. Did anyone have any changes to May 6 minutes?
Nope.
No, I didn't either. Okay. And so do I have a motion to approve the May 6, 2025 planning board meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, roll call vote. Anthony Zaitin,
aye.
Bill Pierce,
Aye.
Carter Brannon,
I'll abstain.
and Amy Pretsky's an aye. Okay, so the minutes passed. And if there's nothing else on the agenda tonight, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I think Carter should make that motion.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote. Anthony Zaitin,
Aye.
Bill Pierce,
Aye.
Carter Brannon,
Aye.
and Amy Pretsky's an aye. Good night, everybody. We'll see you June 3rd.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Night.